Hey there, fellow public servants. We all know that feeling, right? You're facing a mountain of paperwork, a backlog of requests, and then it hits you. This system needs an upgrade, like yesterday.
And naturally, you start picturing sleek new software, all the bells and whistles.
Exactly. But today's deep dive is here to challenge that shiny new object reflex. We're taking a cue from a recent GovLab blog post that digs into the technology modernization. Fund, the TMF for those in the know. You'd think it's all about doling out cash for tech upgrades. But this article argues that we need a fundamental shift in how we approach these projects.
It's not just about the technology itself, but building the capacity within agencies to adapt and keep pace with the digital world that, frankly, never stands still.
So buckle up, because we're going beyond just buying the latest software. We're diving into what the article calls the product model and how it can truly transform the way government serves its citizens.
The core idea is to shift from thinking about technology as a one-time purchase to seeing it as an ongoing process, a product that constantly evolves to meet the needs of the users.
Think of it like this. You wouldn't build a bridge and then just walk away, right? You'd have a plan for maintenance inspections, making sure it can handle whatever comes its way. This article is arguing that software, especially in government, needs that same kind of ongoing attention.
Absolutely. And one of the key principles of the product model is a deep understanding of user needs. Who are we serving? What are their pain points? How can technology address those in a way that's truly effective and user-friendly?
Which, let's be honest, is sometimes where government tech falls short. We've all seen those clunky systems that seem designed to make everyone's lives harder. But the article suggests that incorporating user research feedback loops and iterative design can actually prevent those kinds of headaches.
It's about moving away from the build it and they will come mentality and embracing a more collaborative approach where citizens are partners in the development process.
And that brings us to another interesting point the article makes, the need for new roles and skill sets within agencies.
Specifically, it highlights the importance of product managers, user researchers, and service designers. Now, I know some folks might hear that and think, more bureaucracy, but
Because I had the same thought.
think about it. These roles are all about bridging the gap between technology and the people it's meant to serve. A product manager, for instance, becomes a sort of champion for the user, ensuring their needs are at the heart of every decision made throughout the development process.
So it's less about adding layers and more about having the right people in the right places to guide these projects toward success.
Exactly. It's an investment in ensuring government technology is truly citizen-centric and delivers the impact we all strive for.
And that makes me think about the TMF itself. The article has some pretty specific recommendations for how the board should be evaluating funding applications, right?
Right, and it's not just about whether an agency needs a tech upgrade, it's about whether they have the capacity and the commitment to adopt this product model approach. About user needs and iterative development.
So it's almost like the TMF could be a catalyst for pushing agencies to adopt these new ways of working.
Absolutely. The article even suggests that the TMF could prioritize funding for projects that demonstrate a strong understanding of these principles. Maybe even offer incentives for agencies to invest in building those capabilities.
That's a really interesting idea. It's not just about giving money for technology, but encouraging a whole new culture of how government approaches technology. But let's get real for a second. This all sounds great in theory, but we're talking about government, a system that's not exactly known for being nimble and adaptable.
Yeah.
How do we actually make this shift happen in a meaningful way?
That's the million-dollar question. And the article doesn't shy away from the challenges. It points out that we need a change in mindset, not just at the leadership level, but across the board.
Because it's one thing to say we're going to be agile, but it's another thing to actually break free from the traditional waterfall approach, the way things have always been done.
Exactly. But the potential benefits are huge. Imagine if we could create a culture where continuous improvement and user feedback are baked into every project from the start, where we're not afraid to iterate, to experiment, to learn from our mistakes.
Instead of being stuck with these massive monolithic systems that are outdated the moment they launch?
Precisely. And to make this happen, the article emphasizes the importance of training and support. Agencies need access to resources and guidance on how to implement this product model effectively.
And that's where organizations like the General Services Administration and the Office of Personnel Management come in.
Right? They have a crucial role to play in developing training programs, sharing best practices, and providing ongoing support to agencies as they navigate this transition.
So it's not just about telling agencies to change, it's about giving them the tools and the knowledge to actually make that change happen.
Exactly. It's about building a community of practice where agencies can learn from each other and share their successes and challenges.
I love that idea. It creates a sense of shared purpose and helps to break down those silos that can sometimes exist within government.
And ultimately, that's what it's all about: collaboration, innovation, and a commitment to putting the needs of citizens at the center of everything we do.
It really feels like this could be a game changer, not just for how we build technology, but for how we serve the public as a whole. One thing that stuck with me from the article is how it talks about measuring success. It's not just about dollars saved or systems delivered on time.
It's about impact. Are we actually improving people's lives? Are we making it easier for them to access the services they need?
And that brings me back to you, our listeners, the folks on the front lines working directly with citizens. If you were leading a tech modernization project, how would you apply this product model to make a tangible difference in your community?
What a great question. I think it starts with really understanding the people you're serving. What are their unique challenges? What are their needs and expectations?
And that means going beyond just sending out a survey, right?
Absolutely. It's about actively engaging with citizens throughout the process, holding focus groups, conducting user interviews, getting their feedback on prototypes, and iterating based on what you learn.
So it's a continuous dialogue, not just a one-time check-in.
Exactly. And it's not just about gathering feedback, it's about acting on it, showing citizens that their voices are being heard and that their input is shaping the technology that's being built for them.
Because ultimately, that's what builds trust and creates a sense of ownership, right?
Absolutely. When citizens feel like they're part of the process, they're more likely to embrace the technology and use it effectively.
So it's not just about building better tech, it's about building better relationships.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, but this is just the beginning of the conversation. If this deep dive has sparked some ideas for you, or maybe even some questions, we encourage you to check out the full article on the GovLab blog. It's a fantastic resource packed with insights and practical recommendations.
And don't forget to share your own experiences and insights with us. We'd love to hear how you're applying these principles to make a difference in your communities.
That's all for today's deep dive. But remember, the journey to modernizing government tech and, more importantly, better serving our citizens is ongoing. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep those conversations going. Until next time.